they would ask residents to refrain from leaving their house. Ask PigglesDiGaijin, Jamaican YouTuber, talking about how this lockdown in Japan is not really a lockdown. PigglesDiGaijin, Jamaican YouTuber, Ikibasho! Shut it down, Miss Prinzo. Shinzo, shut it down, Miss Shinzo, shut it down. Shut it down right now and ensure that this virus is curtailed. The spread of it is reduced. The distancing from persons is and will be forever. Amen. Shut it down. Shut it right down now. The state of emergency has been declared in Japan. But what does that really mean? Right. So on April 7, 2020, Shinzo Abe declared a state of emergency on 6 prefectures in Japan: Fukuoka, Hyogo, Osaka, Tokyo, Saitama, Chiba, and Kanagawa. So what about the rest of the country? For the state of emergency to be enacted or invoked, the 2 conditions had to be satisfied. 1, the outbreak of the virus would pose a grave threat to persons' daily lives or people's daily life and health. Check please, obviously, duh. And secondly, the nationwide spread of the virus will have a negative impact on people's lives and the economy. That goes without saying. If it affects their lives, then the lives make up the economy because they have to work to make the money and to spend the money. So if there's no spending, there is no economy. There's no earning of income, then there's no money. There's nothing driving. I mean, it's basic stuff here, right? After that, they would have to state at the outset the extent or the time period for which this measure would take place. 2, the governors of the designated areas would then be able to order the closure of schools, malls, cinemas, that sort of thing, places where you can have large gatherings of people. Then thirdly, and this is what I love, this is the most amazing part of it, they would ask residents to refrain from leaving their house. Ask, ke, nani, where ask go? Tell them you're in charge. Nani? As of April 10, 2020, which is today, time of recording, Kyoto and Aichi Prefecture have asked the central government to issue them with the state of emergency as well. So it's basically going to be a whole countrywide thing before the end of this month, I feel. Ah, boy. This ain't good. This ain't good at all. Now, the state of emergency will extend for these areas until May 6th, which is after the big Golden Week holiday period starting April 29 this year. So no school until that time. With that being said, the persons who work with schools and persons whose jobs will be closed down or businesses will be closed down, their income, their earnings will be adversely affected. So yes, the SOE has satisfied that condition. But many companies had persons still going out to work during this whole outbreak of the virus, which is a detriment to their health and shows the ethos and the morals of these morals, the ethics and the value that these companies place on their human resource. And persons who have been forced to work during this time, please ensure that you have protected yourself and make contingency plans going forward, because this shows how much they value you, right? Now, here's a big kicker with this whole lockdown. Nothing really has changed for me and upon insight and viewing. Persons are moving about freely as they usually do. Probably there's less people on the road at night. That's probably the only thing. I noticed that some of the izakayas or the restaurants I've been to have started practicing social distancing with a booth here empty, another booth occupied, and then another empty booth behind them to ensure that there's some space between customers, which is commendable, I guess, because they still have to remain open, right? But the big deal about this thing is that it is a soft lockdown. It is softer than a bowl of oatmeal porridge, softer than cotton candy, my guy. So I really don't know why won't properly lock down the country, try and get this thing under control, curtail this virus, and then we can reopen and try to pick up the pieces after that. But persons' lives are at stake here. Dead people can't recover. The economy will eventually. And Abe seems to be really concerned about the economy. It's like if the world was about to end, his last thought would be, I wonder how the economy would be if the meteor hit this place. Not the people. Because the people are the ones who build and make an economy. So if the people are okay, then eventually the economy will be okay. You get me? You follow me? So supermarkets, post offices, and banks will remain open to ensure that people can still maintain some daily life operation. In addition to this, nail salons, hairdressers, barbers, and those sort of things will also remain open. What is so essential about a barber and a nail or hair salon? Yes, we jokingly talk about the barber being one of the most important persons in our lives. But so you'd rather get a haircut and get infected or spread the disease than just to stay home and look scruffy for a couple of weeks where nobody's supposed to be seeing you because you're not supposed to be going outside? I don't get it, Japan. Is the country that superficial though? Like, that's so important to them? Notwithstanding, you know, there's also meant to be some compensation per household, which I had mentioned in a previous video. Now, obviously, you know, there's a divide on how the funds should be dispersed. But one major thing that has been reoccurring, a theme coming from the lawmakers, is that foreigners should not benefit from this compensation that's offered to each household. Now, what is the reasoning behind this? They're saying foreigners are the responsibility of their home countries. Interesting thought there. Because I'm sorry. Do I not work in Japan? Do I not pay taxes in Japan? Do I pay taxes to my home country? I'm confused. Am I contributing to Japan's economy or not? No, I can't be. No, I couldn't be, because it's not like I'm working here and I'm one of the reasons why two students come to my lessons, and when they come to my lessons, they spend money, which is in a Japanese company that employs Japanese persons that contribute to the economy of Japan. No. Sorry. Silly me. Next time, tell me that so I can go to City Hall and tell them I can't pay my taxes because, you know, I'm not really a resident of this country. The Prime Minister is expecting persons to do the right thing. Spoiler alert, people have not been doing the right thing for centuries, brother. For centuries, sir. So I don't really understand what you're trying to say. Persons have not been doing the right thing for centuries, Sir Abe. I mean, what? People have not been washing their hands after using the bathroom. They don't cover their mouths when they cough or sneeze into their elbow to prevent the spread of the disease. They don't even, some of them don't even wear deodorant. And that is the right thing to do. Some of them don't brush their teeth or floss. Brush and floss your teeth. That's the right thing to do. So don't tell me that you're depending on persons to do the right thing. Businesses do the right thing. Yes, doing the right thing is subjective, clearly. Because a business will say, well, the right thing for us to do is to reduce our employees' income and save on the money that we have to pay out now, and then probably lay off some people so we can still remain profitable. That is the right thing to do from the business perspective. That is the right thing to do for the persons who are the only working member in their family and have to support them. What should they do? So yeah, I don't know. Japanese do the right thing themselves and lock the country down properly so we can get this thing under control. You have closed the borders, you have banned things to certain countries, and you don't want to acknowledge that this beer is really causing a lot of problems here. I mean, I don't know if you think you're in a movie where you're going to ignore it as, oh, don't move, maybe the corona won't see us. Maybe it will fly past us and not trouble us, you know? No, it's not going to happen. It's not a movie. This is real life. These are real people's lives that we're dealing with here. So where Oscar go? Tell them you're in charge. Well, let me tell you something. I would just tell that woman who said we can't get no money, we're going to shut her damn mouth. You can imagine that this one is actually half Japanese, half American, and I want to get the help out the front of them. Like, she's a proper full samurai geisha sellout. That's what she is. Anywho,